Entertainment for One podcast. Of course, I have to lead off by saying thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share if you like this content right here that I am providing. Thank you for watching once again. Versus, listen, I haven't personally gotten to a lot of versus talk in some months now. Mainly because of all the litigation that was going on with Swiss Beats, Timbaland, and Triller, the owner, they have control of Versus now. And there was a lot of litigation going on because Swiss and Tim were saying that they were owed a lot of money. I think it was roughly like 20-something million dollars. Don't quote me on that, but it was in the millions. They were owed, let's just put it like this. They were owed a lot of money. So we haven't been seeing Versus for roughly like 6 or 7 months since that last one that they had. That was kind of Ray J versus Omarion versus from a couple months ago. But we have kind of some breaking news here because Versus is back because they settled all that litigation. The court proceedings and all that is over. Swiss and Timbaland getting paid. And, Triller is back to promoting and owning Versus, and they're in full control of it now. So Jermaine Dupri, head of So Def Recordings, artist, producer extraordinaire, writer Jermaine Dupri, hip hop R&B visionary Jermaine Dupri recently announced over the last week that it is official. We will be getting the So Def versus Bad Boy and versus Diddy, Jermaine Dupri versus Diddy, So Def versus Bad Boy Entertainment versus. Now, when it will be going down, that's a little bit more murky and sketchy. There isn't a specific date set for it, but I'm kind of looking forward to this one right here for a bunch of different reasons. Because at first, Puff was like, the only person I'm doing a versus with is against Dr. Dre. But we all know that ain't happening because Dr. Dre is not even on the level of doing a versus. And Dre ain't coming out the house for that. So Diddy, got on a Instagram live with Swiss. I think it was Swiss and it was Timbaland or something like that. And he pretty much called out JD months ago, back in the beginning of the summer. And, nothing came to fruition on that. But now JD said it's definitely happening. And I think I'm looking forward to seeing the two catalogs go up against each other. But listen, we have to set some rules and parameters here with this, because just on the surface here, if we're going to have So Def versus Bad Boy, it's going to be a wash because Bad Boy's catalog is too potent for So Def. So Def, the only hip hop artist that really came out of the So Def camp that was even sort of popular and popping like that back in the day was, of course, Bow Wow. We had Bow Wow and we had Criss Cross. Okay. And we also had Da Brat. So Def is not known for their hip hop, their rap catalog. They're known for the R&B hits. So I think one of the parameters have to be this versus should be a strictly R&B and remixes versus. Now, if we want to do like actual writing credits, like some of the R&B hits, like let's say that JD did versus, some of the music and things of that nature that Puff did, I could see that. But the thing is, Puff, Diddy, Sean Combs is not really known. Let's just call it for what it is. Puff is not known for being a writer. Puff is really honestly not known for being a producer. I mean, Puff does the old, how can I say it? Puff does the trickery here. He has, if you look on the credits of albums, he's listed as executive producer and producer. But how many of these hits, whether it be from Biggie, whether it be from 112, Faith Evans, or whoever in the Bad Boy catalog, Mary J. Blige, how many of these hits did Puffy actually write? How many of these hits did Puffy actually sit behind the console, sit behind the boards and actually produce? Does Diddy even know how to use a beat machine? He has other people in his faction produce and cook up the music, and he just slops and throws his name on to get the credit. Puff is known for doing that. I mean, he's done that with the Hitmen for years back in the 90s and early 2000s. So what did Puff really have his hand in actually producing? So that's a whole nother discrepancy right there. But let's not just get off of the topic right there. we could do Bad Boy versus So So Def, but it has to be some kind of stipulations because Biggie's catalog alone would literally destroy anything JD brings to the table. I know JD has hits with Usher. I know he has hits with Mariah and so on and so forth. But Biggie's catalog alone, I mean, those two albums right there, Ready to Die and Life After, are more than 20 songs worth of songs, any song you could put on that will wash them in the verses. Let's not even include the remixes like One More Chance, the Big Papa remix, and all the other joints. And then not only do we have Big, but we got Mace in the Bad Boy catalog. We have the Lox, even though on a lesser scale, Black Rob, he had the one mega joint, Whoa, but Black Rob, his first album was a classic. Life Story was a classic, but the one mega hit on that song was Whoa. I mean, that song, Puff got the joints. He got Jodeci joints, the Mary J. Blige joints, the joints that he oversaw and was the executive producer of. So I think this versus is definitely going to be a wash. I don't see it being, if it's definitely going to happen, but when it happens, I don't see it being close. I really don't. JD is going to have to pull something out of the bag here, unless he has Mariah Carey show up to do a special guest appearance, or Usher might show up and do a live performance or something like that. Someone of that caliber, I really feel this versus is just going to be a complete wash. The Bad Boy era, it's just too strong. The Bad Boy era, it was just too strong. Don't get me wrong, So So Def, they got it in the R&B department, but so do Bad Boy, and they got it in the Bad Boy got both the ladies with the R&B and they got the fellas with the streets. But let me know, of course, I really want to know. I want to know what y'all got to think. So let's light up that comment section. Let's keep the conversation going. I want to know, who do y'all have, So So Def or Bad Boy in this versus? This is the Entertainment for One podcast, and thank you for watching. I will check y'all later. Have a great one. Peace.